Okay, so what do you do to keep yourself motivated? What do you do to keep yourself sane? What do you do when it feels like you may be encountering someone, like we talked about earlier, a narcissist, or someone who's just abusive, or someone who just does not get you at all? See, the bottom line is, as we go through our lives, we encounter so many people. And I know I'm going to hurt some feelings right now. But some of you actually may have narcissistic behavior without even realizing it or recognizing it. And some of you might be under the war, because it really feels like a war is being mounted against you because you are in a situation where your intentions are not being heard or appreciated or even acknowledged. So what do? I want to teach you a technique that I have had to often use myself. I ask myself, and I want you to ask yourself, what does this really mean to me? You see, when we turn to others around us, especially those who are not trained, and we ask them, what does this mean? I feel this way, I feel that way. And even with the best intentions, even if they love you to death, they might not be able to help you because they're not trained to help you. So when you go into that place of quiet and you ask yourself, what does this really mean to me? What is this that is really hurting me or affecting me? Go to the core. Is it because down deep inside you are nursing this little infant that says, somewhere along your life you got a message that you were not worthy? And so someone does something to you and it just picks that up. It's almost like having PTSD. It goes to that and you automatically just go right back and have flashbacks. And you literally can't function because it's talking to that part of you that's somewhere deep down inside under the confidence and the fancy titles and the wonderful money that you may have or some of the professional achievements that you may have. Way down deep inside, you're feeling that you're really not worthy. And so that leads you to behaviors that hurt you and hurt those that you say that you love. You have to stop and ask yourself, what does, first of all, my behavior mean to me? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Now, you see, when you're being honest with yourself, you don't have to share it with anyone else. If you know you're being particularly cruel or revengeful or mean, you don't have to say that out loud to anyone else. But you do need to do that personal inventory for yourself. And I'll tell you why. Because the more times that you step outside of the good, of the nature of who you are, it's almost like Buddhists say, do no harm. The more you step away from who you intend yourself to be or who you want people to think you are, it does a lot of damage to you on the inside to be that person. Number 2, ask yourself, what does it mean to me about who they say I am? You see, sometimes we're in environments that make us start to believe that we are who they say we are. And there's a lot of damage being done again. Because if there are people who really love you and really, you really know in your heart they love you, and they're telling you that the way that you are acting is outside of who they really know you to be, and that it's hurtful, or that it's mean, or that it's harsh, or that you are not taking care of yourself when you should be, then yes, that's something you want to listen to in terms of, how others see you. If those are people that you trust, that you know in your heart do love you, are you going to say that everybody else is wrong and you're the only one who's right? Or let's say the people around you are toxic, or the environment around you does not support who you really mean to be. Well, what happens is the more you adapt to an environment that is not who you mean to be, guess what happens? You become less of the person you mean to be. So if you cannot remove yourself from those environments because they give you money and you have to survive somehow, or because they are your family, or they're the people that you choose to be around, or the culture that you live in, then you have to again stop and ask yourself, what am I truly meaning to be? Because you see, at the end of the day, you do create your life. You create it based on your reactions to things and people. You create it based on your reactions to your perceptions of yourself and others. And you create your life when you turn away and you aren't the greater person or reaching for the greater good. Now, I know our society sometimes doesn't look like reaching for the greater good is in fashion anymore. But you know what? I still believe that it is the greater good that will conquer the evil in the end. So you may not look like you're winning today, but as long as you keep in your mind that you are a winner and that cream always rises to the top, you're going to make it. When you stop and you look at yourself and say, against all odds, I am still here, you're going to make it. The biggest indicator of whether you'll make it or not is when you look yourself in the mirror and you can be proud at who you see. When you tell the truth, only you can answer that very important question.
Give us a call. Call Kevin at 310-734-6059. That's 310-734-6059. If you're a part of the desert and you really want to get involved, go to Lynn Johnson on Facebook and you'll see the California desert communities. Join us. Perhaps we'll even come to your place of business in the desert. I'll host a meetup there. Come on back and find me here. Can't wait to talk to you next time. Thanks for tuning in. And everybody,
prosper!